Hey, this is Brendan Quinn from MLive Media Group here with Michigan football beat writer Nick Baumgardner. Nick, today, Monday, first day of game week for Appalachian State on Saturday at Michigan Stadium. Brady Hoke released this year's first depth chart of the season, and I guess no big surprises. Two things to probably touch on, though, would be Mason Cole getting the nod as a true freshman at left tackle, and Derek Green getting the number one gig at running back.
Yeah, those were, I guess the Mason Cole thing really isn't a surprise at this point, as we knew pretty much that, Brady had said for pretty much the last 3 weeks that Mason Cole was probably going to be the guy at left tackle for the opener. So, I mean, there it is. You're going to start a left tackle for a true freshman left tackle for the first time in what I could gather was modern program history. So that's notable. They all seem to think that he's ready for this and ready for the challenge. I guess we'll find out. The offensive line, we still don't know who's going to be the right guard. There's still, possibly Kyle Kalis, possibly Joey Brzezinski. I'm still of my opinion of that is that Mason Cole starts this game, but I want to know, does he start the Notre Dame game? We'll see with Graham Glasgow coming back. I want to see what that ripple has. But in any event, you're starting a true freshman your first game. That's notable. The other one, obviously, Derek Green was the big story there at running back. Who was going to win that? He came in behind Davion Smith, it looked like, in fall camp. Hoke and Doug Nussmeier both talked today about how Derek did a lot to improve himself physically, mentally, everything else, and he sounded like he flat out earned that job and is ready to take it.
Real quick, what are the odds that offensive line and Derek Green, all six, are the actual starting, injuries aside, at Notre Dame?
None, because I think Graham Glasgow is going to start somewhere in there. I just don't know where.
Great point. Another piece of news would be the decision to not name a set group of captains to head into the season with and kind of establish those, I guess, pecking order of leadership.
Yep.
I don't know how it'll be received by the fan base, but what do you take from it, if anything?
Well, I think we saw it coming. Brady hasn't really talked much about it. We've asked him many times, and he's opted not to discuss it over the last few weeks, so we kind of saw that coming. He said he made up his mind in February. I think if you look further back, you could almost see some of this coming too from the standpoint of the guys last year talked about how the seniors basically felt entitled, and they felt like some of these captains felt like it just defaulted to them and they hadn't really earned it, which is odd because players vote on it, but in any event, it was just a different feel to it. Some fans aren't going to like it. Rich Rodriguez did this in 2008, 2009. Fans hated it. So some people won't like it. Some people might see it's an interesting change. I don't know. I think sometimes a lot of that's much ado about nothing. However, it is a big tradition here. The captains, and it's important to note, they will vote on captains. It'll be at the end of the year, and there will be captains that go on the wall and all that. But it is a big tradition here. It's been a long-standing one. They've been voting on captains before seasons since the 1800s. So to make a sharp change in that is sort of a statement on how last year's leadership didn't work, and this year's needs to change.
And last thing, building right off of that, this is a team coming off 7-6, a lot of disappointment, a lot of question marks. About to play a team that they have some history with that, obviously has no bearing on this game, but it kind of brings back, I guess, some of the downward trend that this program's been experiencing. When you hear these guys talk right now, how ready do you think they are for a game week preparation and to step on the field on Saturday?
Yeah, I think they're ready. My thing is we're just not going to know. I think they're ready mentally. We're just not going to know where they're at in live bullet situations until they play. This has been one of the hardest teams to really get a handle on, for me anyway, because they brought back so much. So many guys are back from last year. We know what their problems were last year. We know what their issues were. And until we really see them in live action, we won't know if those issues have been fixed. So will the offensive line be better? Will the defense limit big plays? Will Devin Gardner control his interceptions? If those all happen, then yeah, you're great. But I think mentally they're ready to go. It's just going to be, what are you going to do, when bullets start to fly and everything starts going? So we're going to have to wait and see. It's just going to be a telltale thing as the year goes on.
We'll see noon on Saturday at Michigan Stadium for Appalachian State coming through for the season opener. For Nick Baumgardner, I'm Brendan Quinn. Thanks for watching.